woo-woo coach or a psychic medium. Whatever or however you know me and you're here today, you know that I'm really committed to sharing with you information and tools as it relates to living with ideal health, because your health is like the foundation of everything else in your life. And I want you to make the best choices you can so you can really live your best life. And today I'm so excited to have Maria from MyGreenFills. So Maria is the marketing manager for this incredible company. And when I found out about this incredible company, I was like, oh my God, finally! And then when I actually tried your guys' products and they worked, I was like, oh, finally. And so let me just give you guys a little bit of background. So MyGreenFills has non-toxic laundry detergent and like bleach, like not bleach, but bleach, and like stain removers.
Yep.
They've even got this like fruit and veggie wash to take the chemicals off of your veggies. They've got home cleaning products. They're coming out with more products. They've got hand soap, non-toxic hand soap and hand sanitizers. So this is like so important, because just as equally, like, your health is so impacted by things. It's not just your fitness routine. It's not just the food that you put in your body. It's the air you're breathing, the products that you're using in your home and on your skin. And there's so many ways that you can be getting toxins into your body. So I'm just really excited to have Maria on today to talk about not only what MyGreenFills offers, but the ingredients and the kinds of changes and things that you need to look out for in your lifestyle products, so that you're making better choices for yourself and your family, right?
Exactly.
Like, it's chemicals, right? It's chemicals that are caught, and the accumulation of these chemicals that are really the demise of people's health and of the things like cancer and tumors and whatever. When you dig it down, I mean, bleach in that cancer cell or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, I just want to introduce Maria, who is marketing manager for MyGreenFills. And Maria, can you just share with me a little bit, like, how did MyGreenFills get started? Like, how did it get into its whole, oh my God, we need to create non-toxic products for the world, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for having me too. I really appreciate speaking to your tribe today. It's really, really awesome. So yeah, MyGreenFills actually started the whole concept of our refillable revolution, and everything that was created was about 13 years ago. Our CEO, Stephen Azell, he had his first newborn, as most parents do. We don't really know what we're doing when we have, you're trying different products, you're trying different things. He started using, obviously laundry detergent, and his son was breaking out. He was getting weird rashes, things going on with his skin, and they couldn't really figure out what was going on. Took him to the pediatrician, told him, we think it's your laundry detergent. And so that really made him take a step back and say, what are we putting on ourselves? What are we putting on our kids? And that became his life mission. So he was already a business owner, restaurant owner, and he just completely shifted and really started looking at what can we do to, stop this problem, or come up with, better products that we're putting on our skin, and what we're using in our systems and our bodies and everything. So that's where it all originated. He had partnered with a soap manufacturer, and she, created the concept. We came up with a lot of things, and then from there, he just completely grew the business. And so that's been our passion. Our mission is basically making the best products, and just really, it started with the passion of, how to fix this issue with his son. And so that's where it started.
That is so cool. Yeah, because I mean, didn't we all grow up on Tide?
Oh yeah.
You just go to Ross or Safeway or IGA or whatever and you get Tide, and you always have bleach for when you're doing the whites, And there was never any thought around like it's like you're just ingrained. It's just ingrained in you. You're indoctrinated into this. You need chemicals to clean anything, right? Yeah. Absolutely. Oh my God, I love that. Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about the actual ingredients, but before we talk about that, I want you to share with people like the business model, right? So for me as a geek, I can say that, but for like the consumer, here's why MyGreenFills is even cooler than just being laundry detergent that you can feel really good about, like using for yourself and your family. And it's also really good for the planet. And tell people what you're doing. Oh my God, I love it. It's so exciting to me.
Yeah, so our mission, our creed, everything we've done from our existence is completely pay life forward. So everything we do is, every decision we make is geared towards what can we do to make better products? What can we do to help the planet? When this was originally designed, our products are all refillable. So you get your first, laundry jug, and this is your forever jug. And from that point on, as you get your, your products, you get a monthly refill or whatever you get your wash and sent to you. So we have saved to date over 3 million laundry jugs and plastic bottles from oceans, landfills. I mean, that's been our mission, is to stop the, overgrowing of plastics that are ending up in our garbage dumps and landfills and, ruining our marine life, and just trying to make a dent in what we can do. So that's been our mission with everything from, like our products that you use every day. That's forever bottle, you get refills, same thing. And just kind of really, paying life forward to everything that we do and every business decision that we make.
I love that so much. And when I got my big kit, right? Because I got like this big package, right? And I have my refillable laundry detergent plastic container, one, and then the little satchel, and then you just it's so easy. It's like, and I have it. I should have brought it here, but I didn't, because I just was so excited about this. I didn't think about it. But it's literally like, you just that jug that you're buying consistently off the shelf at the grocery store.
Oh yeah.
That you're then throwing away, that then going into the ocean, that's then causing all of this chaos in our world, right? You just have one. There's only one. And then it just sends you, MyGreenFills sends you a little packet in the mail, and you just rip it and add it and put some water in. And I was like, because so like at first I was like, okay, let's see what this really does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was always that thought process, because I'm a Whole Food shopper. Okay. I love Whole Foods because I know what I can get at Whole Foods, and it's easy and there's everything, right? And I can't tell you how many products on the shelf at Whole Foods that I went through for laundry detergent that were the natural or more natural free, that like I was just like, this didn't wash my clothes. Like my clothes would still smell, or wouldn't come out. And I would feel like I just spent like $20 on this laundry detergent that doesn't work. Right.
Yeah.
And so I was really skeptical. And when I used it, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, so I really I'm a like devout, I'll be using MyGreenFills forever. And then I did a test run, because I got the bleach, right? And I had these white towels, and okay, so I'm not very good, and I'm not very domestic. Like I have a detox company. People say, oh yeah, you're cooking all the time, and like you love to be at home. I'm like, no, I don't. I like to eat out, and I like food to be fast and easy, right?
Oh yeah.
And so I did some laundry, and my whites went in with the colors, and all my white towels became rainbow. And so I was like, oh, So it was a really good test for you guys. So I put you guys to the test with your bleach, and it worked. I couldn't believe it. My white towels turned white again, and I didn't even have to use that much. And I tried the stain remover. Like, I just love all of your products. So what is your suite of products?
So our suite of products is like our laundry wash is, one of our biggest sellers.
Yeah.
And then our laundry rinse, which takes place of fabric softener.
Okay.
So that is the same concept of having a refillable bottle. And then, like you mentioned, the bleach, this is one of our biggest sellers, like you said, is our Oxy Boost. And that is color safe bleach alternative. This thing is amazing. And for everyone who, you're so used to bleach, and you kind of notice, like, when you clean with bleach and what it does and the chlorine that's in that, and you kind of notice you notice it in your nose. It affects like your olfactory senses. You can clean something with bleach and walk away out of a room and you still smell that in your nose. So there's definitely a lot of issues with bleach. I mean, there's so many different chemicals in it that literally can cause, problems breathing with your lungs, people who have asthma. I mean, that's the things that we keep around us to really clean on, to clean and to do everything. And so if you think about it, I mean, just like you said, everything that we eat and what we put in our bodies, it's whatever is like in us, around us, and on us. And that's really what I think we have to look at is, what can we do? And I get asked a question a lot of times about like detoxing. Like you mentioned, detox is a big thing. And, we get asked a lot of that from our customers and our members, how to detox. Like, what do we do? Right? Like, where do we start with all of these products? Or, how do I even, you can almost get completely stressed out trying to figure out what to do or try to change your food or try to change what you're washing or, what you're doing every day. And I think, it starts with really what you use every day. What is commonly around you? What is on your skin? What are like basic all-purpose cleaners or just products that you use every day that when you can't live without, that I would start there and just really sort of, kind of tackle those things so it doesn't feel so overwhelming because it can. I mean, we get that a lot. We've actually had to create a blog for all of our members. It's called lovegreenliving.com. And it's everything from like recipes to masks to, anything like, where do you start? And that's like a huge thing. I mean, we have diehard people that are completely, detox and they know how to do it and they're making the shakes and they're doing all that. And then we have people that are just sort of, kind of starting and say, well, I really care about my health and, what skincare I use and what do I, what can I what kind of moisturizer can I put on my skin or whatever. And so we've really sort of created this tribe to educate. And I think that's huge. We can just do our part and really try to explain what's the best thing to do for everyone.
Totally. I love that so much. That's actually like what you said, that overwhelm and confusion about what to do and where to start and feeling like there's so many moving parts. That's part of the reason, and maybe a bit like exactly the reason that I created my signature detox program, right? Because it's like my journey started with changing nutrition and then recognizing, I thought that eating healthy and exercising was enough, but I was still dealing with things like depression or leaky gut or IBS or whatever.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
When I did my first like detox, my first real detox with high quality herbs and then the right nutrition, I learned, oh my gosh, like for me, the lens through which I see it is I'm not really detoxing my body, like getting the chemicals out of my body until if I'm not using the right herbs and supplements to pull the toxins out of the cells and the tissues, because
you're right.
That's how the body, so that's why I created my formulas for liver and colon cleansing. And so and then put together the right binders, because you have to have herbs to pull the toxins out of the cells and the tissues. And then you have to have the right binders to make sure that those toxins actually leave the body. So it's
amazing.
It's complex, but it's really simple, just complex. I don't know if that makes sense, right? Because as you know, how does the body protect itself when all of these chemicals go into it and it can't deal with those chemicals? It shoves them in fat cells or tissue or in your organs, because that's how it has to try to figure out how to come back into balance, right?
Yeah.
So I totally hear you, and then the nutrition. How do I change my nutrition? So I love that, because that you talk about that, because that's the piece that I love about my signature detox is it's a detox and it's a complete plant-based nutrition program. So it gives people that education and helps them understand how to maneuver it in their lifestyle.
Yeah, how to navigate. Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot. You've done all the hard work, for everyone to really sort of figure out which way to go and what's going to work. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons I love you guys, is because when I'm sitting here and I'm working with my people that are coming in, it's really important for me to help them understand how to take this one step further by choosing companies like MyGreenFills instead of companies like Tide. Not to rain on Tide's parade, but I'm going to rain on Tide's parade.
Yeah. You know what? It's a funny story I hear a lot. And, when everyone, it's hard to sometimes fathom, okay, what we put on our skin actually gets into our bloodstream, right? On a cellular level. And I think a good example to understand that, when you're thinking laundry wash or laundry detergent or just any kind of products that you touch or, you spray or whatever, you think of a nicotine patch, right? I mean, I'm not a smoker, but I know people that have quit smoking, and they, that patch that goes on your arm, how does that even work, right? So it's getting into your bloodstream and it's working, and it's making it's increasing the levels of nicotine slowly. So it's getting obviously on your skin and into your bloodstream. And you think about, I mean, the pods that are out there, right? The laundry pods. Would we tape a pod to our arm? Right? You kind of think about that. I know it's wild. It's wild. But you think about that's kind of what we're doing. You're taking that and you're taping it to your arm, and you're thinking that those chemicals and those blue, grimy, slimy toxins are all getting into your system. And I know some of them wash away and some of them are left in your washing machine and things like that. But yeah, they do get into your system. And I think that's a really good sort of a picture to think wow, that's crazy. I wouldn't put that on my arm, so why would I put that into my system when, it's kind of intangible, but you sort of understand what's really going on.
So have you guys made a dishwash or a dishwasher detergent kind of?
Yes, we have. We did. Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of our newest products. We came out with a dishwasher, the powder kind, and then the rinse aid. And so, what I love about that is you notice when you use other products, you get residue. When you open up your dishwasher, you see, and it's the same thing with your washing machine. Yeah. You have to clean out that slime or whatever. This completely cleans, obviously with no scent. I mean, you don't have a crazy chemical smell. There's no chemicals in it. A lot of our products are a sodium carbonate or sodium bicarbonate. They're basically salts. They're all natural ingredients, a lot of essential oils, everything. Nothing is labeled under fragrance. You always have to be careful about fragrances. I mean, they can put, they put anything under fragrance. Yeah.
That's my favorite, right? It's either when I'm looking at a food thing, it's natural flavor.
What is that? Yeah.
I'm oh, I know what it is. Or natural fragrances when it's a lifestyle product. I'm
it. Yeah.
science project to me. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are the ingredients? Like, are there like a list? You know how like in GMOs or pesticides, they say there's like the dirty dozen. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You got to avoid these crops, right? Like
Yes.
tomatoes and papayas and apples. So what are like the dirty dozen or whatever of lifestyle products, laundry detergents and things like that?
Yeah. It's a lot of what we see is like, you know, the parabens, the dyes, the, you know, then synthetics, the surfactants, things like that. Those are mostly the common ingredients. Things like that sodium lauryl sulfate, the SLS, you see that in like shampoos, you see that in moisturizers. You know, those are really basics. We have like a laundry list, literally, of just ingredients most people can't even like they can't even pronounce, because those are, you know, you look at them, you're like, okay, well, you know, I don't even know how to say half of these. So it's like, they must be okay. Right. So
Yeah.
we actually came out with our own dirty dozen that has probably 40 different, you know, things that you should look for when you're shopping for products and what to avoid. So, you know, a common one is ammonia, like in glass cleaner, you know, things like that are just, they're not good for you. You know, obviously we've all used the blue spray and different things. And, you know, I would notice like my skin would get really weird. Like if you ever use like, you know, wipes, you know, you're cleaning and you're like, why is my first two fingers really odd? Like they feel weird. And so
Yeah.
they're breaking
Like
down your skin.
scratchy. It's like
Yeah.
a scratchy feeling almost, isn't it? I don't know.
Yes.
Dehydrated.
Yeah.
It always feels
So
dehydrated.
yeah, definitely. It feels dehydrated. You start to see like weird things going on. But yeah, so definitely that is those are the main but we could always share. We have like a document we can share with your people as well of all the main things to look out for. But
Totally.
there's quite a bit. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, what do you think about mineral oil? Because I see that a lot. Do you have any feedback on mineral oil? Like, isn't that the right way? Like, I feel like I see that on a lot of products or some kind of an oil. It seems like
Yeah, I mean, we see, yeah, some of them do have a lot of mineral oil. I think, you know, you have to kind of really know what that what's in that. Like, what mineral is that? What is that made up of? A lot of, you know, our products are more of like a coconut based, or they have, you know, like coconut oils in them. That's more of kind of the common of what I think a lot of products that we see, and that we make. So, but yeah, I think you really have to dissect like what's really in that, what is in the minerals for sure.
Yeah. So, this was like a really cool stat I read, and I apologize because I don't remember the exact stat, but it was talking about the number of buckets, like laundry detergent buckets around the whole globe or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like what is like what is like the carbon footprint for laundry detergent of like the average family or whatever? Do you have
Oh, so how many they might use like per year type thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would literally we've seen anywhere from, it could be, you know, like 25 to 30 jugs up per family, you know, per year, depending on how big the family is. So, I mean, there's, as far as like, you know, like what we've saved just in landfills alone and the oceans, I know our company alone, it's been well over 3 million. So we've done a lot in terms of the customers that we have and how they're, you know, how they've changed the way that they do laundry and their cleaning products and everything around them. We've seen it just in our space, and it's been huge. I mean, just, you know, they get access to these products, they love them, and I think they really kind of take a step back and look at like, what else can I do around me? What, you know, if it's my products, or, you know, what can I do in my community? Or, you know, you start creating like this tribe of people that really want to pay life forward and want to do other things and want to do great for their families, and really care about what they're bringing into their homes and what they're using on their families.
And then like right by the planet, right? Like when you start
Right.
to, I think when you're on this journey, it seems to be a kind of a typical progression, right? The first is, I don't feel good, I got to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
someone in my family is sick, I got to figure out how to help them.
Mm-hmm.
And then that leads to, oh my gosh, what's the next step in the journey? Like if it's a food thing, then what else is around me that could cause problems? Or if it's something like a detergent thing, then oh my God, you just become more aware of all the different sources of toxins, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you have the next step. And then it's like, you want to share that with other people. And then you recognize, oh my gosh, like this is actually having an impact on the planet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting. Now I want to talk about, your fruit and veggie wash. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because, you know, for me as a detox, you know, on the nutrition and detox side of things, I try to help people understand over and over, it's not okay. Like just eating organic even isn't okay anymore, because even organic will be sprayed.
Oh yeah.
And most organic is sprayed unless you have a relationship with a farmer that you're buying directly from, and you can find unsprayed stuff. And then most people are going and washing their stuff in a water that has chemicals and chloride, you know, chlorines and fluorides or pharmaceuticals, and they aren't. So can you just share like a bit about your fruit and veggie wash and why one might want to use it, and how they can use it?
Absolutely. Yeah. The fruit, you'd be surprised. I mean, you know, we all came from the school of just washing your fruit and, you know, washing vegetables, and you think it's good enough. But as everything's changed in the world, and farmers, you know, are having to grow bigger crops, they're having to ship things further, they're having to keep things lasting longer. Yeah, we've seen a lot of, you know, increase in pesticides, herbicides. You know, anything that you get from the store has like this waxy film on it. And even just water, you can't, you know, you want to eat an apple and you're like, oh, this feels like it has like wax on it. You know, there's like this sticky stuff. So we came out with last year our fruit and veggie wash, and it's a very natural product. You just basically, it's refillable. You just spray it, and you can spray it in right on your grapes, on any of your fruits, any of your vegetables. And depending on if you're doing like a big bowl, or maybe you're just spraying one, you know, one apple, you spray it, and literally, if you put it on like a towel or a paper towel, you will see what comes off of that. And we have a lot of our members love to send us pictures of what they get, whether it's their strawberries that the water's brown, or, you know, just the grapes that are insane, like what comes off of that. And you're just so surprised at what we're able to produce and what we're able to, you know, clean off of this. And so we have some people that like to take a little bit more, maybe soak like soak a big thing of fruit if they're making like strawberries or a nice platter for family. But yeah, that product was one of our labor of love to create, because you just, you know, you're trying to do the right thing, you're trying to eat the right foods, and then like you said, you're still putting chemicals into your body that you don't realize. You know, you're thinking you're eating those apples or those grapes, or you're trying to get your, you
Doing
know,
good, right?
yeah,
Oh,
you're trying to do your good servings.
stickers or whatever, right?
Yeah, and it's just
I don't eat stickers, but that's what people say.
yeah. So yeah, we love that product, and it's one of our favorites. It's one of our customer favorites, and it's something that you use all the time. I mean, it's simple to use, and it's another refillable product, and it works amazing.
So let me make sure I understand. Like with this product, you don't even have to rinse your veggies or fruits. You literally just spray it right on, and then it cleans it.
You can spray it. Yeah, you spray it, and then you let it sit for a little bit, and then you just rinse it off. So you definitely would want to rinse it. Yeah.
Okay, so rinse it before you eat it.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. I love that. And it's like essential oils and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's all natural products. It breaks down the, you know, the waxes and all the pesticides and everything on that, and then you just rinse it, and it's good to go. Yeah.
So like if someone buys, I'm like thinking, because I always get my cleansers to buy like these 1 pound things of mixed greens, you know, pre-washed.
Yeah.
So they would then want to spray it on and let it soak for a little bit and then rinse that?
Yes. Yeah, so you just want to spray it through, like if you're doing, let's say you have like your, your greens in like a rinsing bowl or a strainer. I would just spray it pretty well in there and
Yeah.
then, kind of move it around a little bit, let it set for maybe a minute, not even, and then just rinse it right through.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that. I think that's so great. And when I found out about that product, I was like, I have to try this.
Yeah.
I have to try this. So I wanted to make sure that everybody that's watching, because many people come like from the food side, right? Wanting to improve their nutrition. So that's to help you understand how to utilize it is really important. There's so many. And then there's so many chemicals too, like the more that I learn, right? Because they're continually changing the regulations or coming up with a new chemical that then's accepted or whatever, right? And then like even with organic, well, it's not, it'll go under the radar because it'll get passed as a certain classification or whatever that allows it to be utilized. And, and when you learn about it, you're like, they're putting that on my organic stuff. Like here, I'm thinking of making good choices, Yeah. But that's why it's so like, I think education and awareness is so important because then we can make the best choice we can make and bring in these, tools like MyGreenFills to just amplify our choices. It's like, it might take a little bit more effort, but it's like so much worth it. It's worth it, right? Because those chemicals, like they accumulate in your body and that's what builds up to then steal your energy or cause
hormone disruptions.
Like gut dysbiosis.
That's all.
Like between the gut, the brain fog, and the hormone disruption, it's like,
I know.
What else is there? You know what I mean? Like, okay, whatever. So it's super crazy. It's super crazy. One more thing, unless there's something else you want, is there anything, I really want to talk about what you guys are doing. Don't you guys have like a giving back kind of side to your company? Isn't it like the S Corp, right? The S Corp style where you go to, it not be an S Corp, but I know you're doing things to not only help reduce waste and help heal the planet, but you're also really committed to doing good in the world, right?
Yeah. So we, I would say probably about maybe 6 years ago, we formed, working with a couple ministries. One is in China, one is in Jamaica, and these groups are of amazing women. We started working with these women. They were former victims of sex trafficking. They were abused, and they basically, through these ministries and these programs, they've been able to get rehabilitated. They are now having sustainable jobs, and they actually make our dryer angels, which is, so they sew our dryer angels for us. And this is really cool. It replaces a dryer sheet, and they literally hand make all of these for us.
Wow.
And they've been rehabilitated. They have sustainable jobs. They're able to, get an education. They're able to learn, languages. I mean, they're amazing group of women. They were the Jamaican group are a group of deaf women. So they've been able to learn to, to sign, and just, they've had a lot of, good experience. So yeah, they make this for us, and this is a replacement for dryer angels. And this is actually like a little sack of kind of like corn kernels that we put in essential oils. And this is refillable. So you get this every month or whenever. And then this is what you keep, and you just keep it in your dryer, and that replaces the dryer sheets. So we have these lovely ladies that make this for us. And then just, in our own community, our main office is in Traverse City, Michigan. And we started when this COVID, nightmare hit around. we thought, what can we do, in our own community to help the people around us? And so probably back in March, when this hit really heavy here in Michigan, we started Free Soap Fridays. And so every Friday we have a lineup outside of our door. Literally, we've put massive like containers of our laundry wash, our rinse, a lot of our products, and customers can just drive up, and it's a very sanitized, area, but they can drive up and they can fill up whatever laundry jug, if it's ours, if it's a competitor, whatever it is, and we give them free soap to help their families and to really give back. And I think to date we've done like 3,500 gallons of products we've given away, and we still will continue this as long as this keeps happening and this, nightmare is still around us. But that's what we do on Fridays. So we're basically, just kind of giving back, and yeah, we love the organizations we work with. And I think that's, when you look at a business in general, obviously a business is a business, but we've really tried to make every decision that we've done, from the products we offer to the relationships we have, to great people like you that we know. It's just, what can we do to, make something better or pay life forward, or, just kind of really just give back, and the success will come. It's just having that mission and that passion, and really putting what you want out there, and what you will give back tenfold. So we're very grateful for that. And, with everything that we do, that's really our creed. So we really try to live by that.
I love you guys so much. So, how do people find you?
So basically we have our website, which is MyGreenFills.com. And that's where we have all of our products, from, laundry to cleaning products. We recently,
I'll put the link in the, the YouTube caption under this after we finish. So, so you can look out, anyone that watches this. It's also on my website at nikkiharden.com. There's a space that's like Nikki recommends. And so you can find links to like your hand soap and your laundry detergent and things like that. So I'll be sure to include that. But so it's MyGreenFills.com.
Yep, MyGreenFills.com.
And what's really, like, I need to just say this, it's MyGreenFills, not MyGreenRefills. Because when I first started, like, oh yeah, okay, it was in my brain as like, I would notice the refill want to come in, but I was like, fills. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I knew that your business model, one of the aspects was about refilling.
Refills.
So plastic. And I think that that's so smart and like so genius. And but the website is not refill, it's fill. So look in the in the caption, or
it's fills, yes.
Now I always like to end my interviews with, especially, it seems, I love this so much, but it seems that so many of my people that I bring on here that I'm really, really passionate about sharing what they're doing are incredible moms. So they're like these powerhouse entrepreneurs and these like super dedicated moms, right? And as a mom who's like totally rocking it in the business world, in her career, and making like a huge impact, do you have any tips or like just words of wisdom for other moms that are like kind of trying to figure it out, and trying to figure out, how do I accomplish my goals and keep moving forward when I have like all of these little people like pulling on my energy?
I hear you. Yeah, it is definitely a challenge. I mean, it's, I have 3 kids at home. They're hybrid school. They're in and out, they're in school some days, they're home. So yeah, it's definitely a challenge. I think, for me, it's a few things. I think it's being okay to give yourself some grace, to know that it's okay. Like, you're going to have horrible days. You're going to have awesome days. But I think, really looking at, what can I do? Like, what little things can I do? If it's just, getting 5 minutes to just write down like what your goals are for the day, or what do you want to try to accomplish. And if it's just a meeting or this or whatever it may be, just kind of writing it down, because I think you have all this going on in the back, and you just need to sort of, reference something to come back and say, okay, that's what I'm trying to accomplish. Just small goals, because it is hard. Our world has been completely upside down this entire year. And, the grace thing is probably the biggest thing that I think a lot of other moms have even told me, because, you're always hard on yourself. You have to try to be number one with everything that you're doing. I got to try to be the best wife, the best mom. I got to take care of my kids. I got to be the best employee, right? And it's hard. It's hard to juggle all that. So I think, just take it day by day, and just really, focus on the things that, are going to move the needle, whatever that is. If it's, trying to, focus on feeding your family the best things, or just making little decisions every day that can really help your overall goal. And I think that's, the biggest thing. I mean, this year I think a lot of us has been probably the hardest year. So just really giving yourself some grace that it's okay to not be perfect 100% of the time. Nobody is,
Totally. And I think like whatever your tool is, right? Like for me, I find that there seems to be sometimes so much what may be perceived as chaos going on. Like everything is changing, and I think the day is going to go one way, and then the day goes that way, and then the day goes that way. And it's just like, taking a breath and knowing that no matter how it all goes, it's all okay. Like it's all already okay, Everything is perfect, and it's all going to, it's almost like I feel like things are going to almost like land the way they're going to land. So I may as well like do what I can to find as much joy and I can in the process. And when I'm not finding joy, I take that irritability. Like if I find I'm getting irritable, right? It starts to go up, and then it seems like something else will happen, and then there's that next layer, and then it feels anxiety, and for me, I turn to humor. Like I find that part of me, like for anyone this might be helpful, but I guess I just want to share. I find that part of me that's like, oh, this is funny. Like this is funny because I'm watching that part of me get so caught up in the narrative of whatever's going on outside of me that I think is like disrupting my flow, or not. It's like the illusion of control. Like I'm continually being shown like I'm not in control. Oh, guess what? I'm not in control. Oh, guess what? Here we are again. I'm not in control. So I just get to laugh on it, Anyways.
That's so true.
Like,
that is so true.
Like I always say, if you can't find the humor and the discomfort, then you might want to find a different way. Anyways, well, thank you again so much for joining and for sharing, and for really, I know how much energy it takes, and how, from a place of love and a place of physical, mental, emotional, spiritual energy it takes every day to wake up and keep going. And like, the energy that you're putting into really doing what you can to help people live healthier, happier lives, and to make our planet a better place. I so acknowledge you guys, like every single one of you and everyone that comes on here. And I want to thank you for making time and for sharing this with our audience. So
thank you so much. Thanks so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too.